Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm back with another message you need to hear right now. Let's hop right into it and find out what message your angels have for you today. From the jump, I am hearing that you definitely are someone whose opinion matters to a lot of people. I feel like a lot of you had so many situations where you were the first to say something or point something out to somebody and they didn't want to believe it, but then something ended up happening where they realized that you were right. I feel like a lot of you never really get that validation that you helped somebody or that you pointed something out, because some of these relationships are kind of over, but then in the future, like, these people end up seeing things that they didn't see before. And I feel like people are talking about you right now, saying that like they wish they believed you at the time. I'm also hearing that a lot of you have destinies and purposes that involve speaking to people that are ready to hear your message. But sometimes in your personal relationships, you may see things way before other people see it, and you are brought into those people's lives for a reason, but it takes them a lot longer to understand what you're putting down. Again, a lot of you guys are content creators, or some of you are teachers, mentors, or you get paid for your advice, and that just shows you that you are someone whose opinion matters. But I feel for some of you, you haven't quite made it to that point yet, and this is a sign that you need to start speaking more. Whatever you're called to do, a lot of you have received some sort of vision or some sort of next step on something that you could be doing, and I feel like you need to start doing that. I feel like some of you guys are already successful, but you're definitely going to take an extra step to speak more of your inner truth, or to speak to a new group of people as well. It's also a good sign for those that are going through some sort of graduation or some sort of transition in your life or career change. I'm also hearing that you're graduating spiritually. So yeah, a lot of you guys are getting on to that next level. I feel like a lot of you had so many situations in your life where people have tried to silence you or made you feel like you were crazy, or what you were seeing or saying wasn't real. But the truth is that you guys just have this ability to see beyond the veil. You have discernment. You understand things on a level that not a lot of people understand. And I do feel like a lot of you feel like you have wasted a lot of time and energy on people that didn't understand you. But there's actually two reasons for this. Half the people just weren't ready to hear the message, but there is another group of people out there that know you're right about things, but they just don't want to hear you because it benefits them for you to be wrong. So again, you're being called to release and let go of the people that are too stubborn to change, and the people that are just benefiting from lack of understanding, because there comes a time in everybody's life where they get brought a certain level of awareness and they make that choice if they want to elevate or not. I feel like some of you have a relationship in your life where you have given this person the benefit of the doubt because you're like, okay, they're naive, they don't know any better. But there has been so many instances where this person had an ability to hear you or to make a change, and they're choosing not to do that. I'm also hearing a lot of you guys are acknowledging many relationships in your life that are like this and learning to just speak your truth and walk away. Another part of this message is that a lot of you are over-exhausting this gift and this ability on the wrong people, and then you don't have any energy left to kind of spread that message to the people that really want to hear it. So again, if you find yourself over-exhausting yourself in certain relationships, saying the same things to people, it's best you just take a step back and put that energy into yourself or some sort of project or idea that you may be inspired to do. Another reason why I'm saying this message today is because I do feel like a lot of you need extra encouragement, because again, a lot of people have made you feel like what you were saying wasn't real or it doesn't matter. But there's definitely people out there in your life that have told you that you were right about things, and also told you, hey, you should do a podcast. Hey, you should start a YouTube channel. Oh, hey, you should be a teacher. You should do a course. Like, the people that are telling you these things are sending you messages straight from God, because the truth is that a lot more people will benefit from you guys if you use this gift to not only help yourself, but also help other people. God also wants you guys to be able to live abundantly from this gift that you give out so abundantly. I do feel, again, a lot of you guys don't see yourself as generous people, but you have given so much time and energy to mentoring, coaching, and teaching people who didn't even really appreciate that you were doing that for them. I'm also hearing a lot of you guys spend a lot of time and energy encouraging people to go after their goals and dreams. So I'm here to tell you today that it's time for you to go after the things that you want in your life, and you deserve it, and you're more than capable of being extremely successful at whatever it is you're being called to do. My light workers, my healers, you guys are so multi-talented, and there's just so many instances because you naturally shine and you're high vibrational that people shoot you down, or people are all for you when you're rooting for them. But when it comes time for them to put you on or to root for you, you always feel like you're alone. And that's because you do have God and your angels backing you up. You don't need anybody else. I'm also hearing you don't need anybody else to start up this project or idea. All you need is to start talking, and people are going to be listening. I also feel that some of you may feel like you are doing that and you're not really gravitating the audience that you really want to, but I'm hearing be patient and stay consistent and don't get down on yourself. A lot of you guys do have people that are actively watching and listening to the things that you guys say, do, or post. Another aspect of it is timing. I do believe God waits for the right time for us to take off and be successful, because sometimes we really do have the wrong people around us that will drag us down or lead to our demise. So I feel that you guys were in a long season of cleaning house and getting ready to bring in a new level of success, a new level of blessings. And this is just your reminder that people do care about your opinion. People do care about what you have to say, and you do have that ability to change minds. I feel like a lot of you are very passionate about a certain topic. Some of you guys might even be an expert or even have an education on a certain topic, but you don't feel the need to talk about it because you're tired of debating issues, or you're tired of trying to prove things to people. But I do feel like you do have that ability. If you speak to an audience and educate them, you can change a lot of people's minds. And don't let the people in your life or in your past that were so stuck in one way of thinking make you believe that everyone out there is like that. Again, I do feel sometimes people come into our life as distractions. So if we're distracted arguing with somebody who never wants to understand us or get us, we're never going to speak to the people that actually really do. And I always give myself as an example. If I started to talk to people around me about the things that I was seeing and experiencing, they all think I was crazy. But yet I made a YouTube channel, and there's a lot of people out there that understand what I'm saying, even though I may try to talk like this to somebody, across the street, and they're gonna be like, what the hell is she on? I want some of that, or they don't want some of it, because sometimes it's not even fun to be very aware of things. But again, some of you guys actually find the opposite is true. Like when you do go and talk to people, whether it's on the street or whatever, you feel called to it, and they always end up leaving that conversation saying, thank you, I really needed that. And that's definitely a big sign that you guys can do one-on-one work. I feel there's a select group of you guys that are graduating to a level where you're supposed to speak to the masses, but there is a few of you guys who are super to yourself, super introverted, but once you really start talking to people or connecting with people, you really are great at interpersonal relationships. Some of you really see yourself as introverted or as a hermit because you're just sick of people's BS, but it doesn't mean that you don't have so many people out there that you can help. And just because you're tired and exhausted from the people that didn't appreciate you doesn't mean there isn't gonna be a whole group of people out there that will, or one or two. Some of you guys are trying to start a business where you'll get like one-on-one clients, and some of you guys are trying to really capitalize off of the things that you have learned and the things you're passionate about. Some of you guys are artists too as well, and you translate your message through art, through your work. It doesn't matter, but people want to see what you're putting out there. And the reason why what you put out there is so important is because you're doing it with love and with purpose. And a lot of you, when you find financial success, you always help the people out around you. And I just feel like a lot of you guys had to learn not to give too much time, energy, or money, or help, or advice, or your energy, or anything to the wrong people. So yeah, that's the mission I have for you guys today. Let's look into it a little bit more. Another thing I'm hearing is that there has been people in your life that have ghosted or removed themselves from your life because of the fact that they knew you had this gift. There's definitely somebody coming into the message right now who knows what you're going to tell them if they come to you and tell you what they are struggling with. You told this person they needed to take time out to heal instead of doing XYZ, and they just went back to the same old ways of being. And this is somebody who kept repeating patterns with different people. So they keep creating the same situation and scenario with different faces, and they expect a different outcome. And they know that you're not going to approve of that. And so this person avoids you because they are struggling right now, running into the same issues that they've ran into before, but they don't want you to even know they're having issues right now because they're so stubborn. And of course, this is an individual who also wants you to see them as someone successful. They want you to see them as somebody who has their life together. But in reality, they keep doing something that is detrimental to their spiritual growth. And that's going to really be, it's going to vary depending on the situation. But I do believe it has something to do with going back to some sort of pattern or person instead of like being able to stand up on their own 2 feet. And until they learn how to do that, or listening to someone else instead of listening to their own intuition, until they learn how to do that, they're always going to run into these issues. Someone here has extreme fear of being alone and an extreme fear of abandonment. I actually did a short where I took a clip from the last video I did, and I mentioned that a lot of my light workers, my healers, if not all of you, were brought into some sort of initiation process where you were isolated for a very long period of time. And that can mean like single, or that can mean like without, like you had to live away from your family or friends while you went through a spiritual transformation. And not a lot of people can handle that type of initiation. And that's why not a lot of people go through it, but you guys have made it out to the other side. There's also some people in the comments saying like, oh, I don't want to be alone forever. But they missed the point where I said you were in one, like you're coming out of one. You're not meant to go in an isolation period just to be in one the rest of your life. And this is me waking you guys up to the fact that it's time to come out. It's time to show up and show off and show everybody what you're made of. There's going to be times of isolation and introversion and times where you're going to be outside and living your life. There's going to be times where your gifts are so strong you can barely leave the house. There's going to be times where you're like, I feel pretty good right now, and you're a little tuned out of your spiritual side, but you're doing the work that you're called to do. I feel like a lot of times we don't realize that on our spiritual journey, it requires us constantly balancing these two worlds. And we're not meant to be too much into one or too much into the other. And we're also supposed to take what we learn when we're in our super spiritual time periods. And then we're supposed to use that knowledge to, well, it kind of goes both ways. We're supposed to take what we learn in the real world or this physical reality and also use that to help ourselves and to grow spiritually. And we're also meant to use our spiritual downloads to help people out in this physical world. And of course, God doesn't just make us aware so that we can just sit at home and feel like we're better than everybody else or feel like we know more than everybody else. That's not the whole point. The whole point is to help people see what you're seeing. And the thing is that sometimes it just takes time. Like, I wish I could talk to everybody the way I could talk to my audience right here. And they're like, oh yeah, I see what you're saying. But sometimes we even have our own blind spots in our own life that we need time to heal. And that's why, especially when I'm frustrated with certain people, I think about, okay, I know I used to struggle with this for a while and it took me a little bit to see it. And a lot of you guys out there, you never really had anybody to tell you, oh, this is the right way, or this is how you make changes, or this is how you become successful. You're leaders and mentors, so you have to figure that out yourself in isolation, which is very difficult. But you came to that conclusion yourself is what I'm trying to say. At least these people have you to tip them off, which is kind of a blessing in itself. And I'm telling you guys that what you are is a gift, but you got to give people time to understand things, just like, God has put you guys in certain situations where you needed time to understand things too. I know some people out there too is like, well, I'm not going to give somebody time if they're being horrible to other people. And I agree with that too, but I'm talking about situations where it's just a lesson that someone needs to learn the hard way, and they're only really harming themselves, or they'll only harm you if you allow yourself into their mess. But a lot of you guys have learned, not all of you have learned to take a step back. And honestly, people will take a step back from you when they see that you're in your power and you're not dealing with the same old BS anymore. You're really not. And again, I'm hearing that a lot of you are being called to pull back, pull away, block, or disconnect from a lot of different relationships and start speaking your truth to a new group of people, or start that business, or start that new venture. And a lot of you are coming out of a hermit phase, and it may not feel like a hermit phase, but maybe a tired phase or a spiritual awakening or another dark night. Because a lot of people consider a spiritual awakening like you only go through one in your life, but the truth is that when you're constantly evolving and growing, you're constantly learning and retaining and understanding things. And there's going to be periods of life where you feel like not much is going on, but God is giving you that time to recover from everything you learned. And some of you guys are just in a rest period, and they say I love to put the little Bible in there. I actually got these new biblical oracle cards too. I'm gonna pull from them, but it's funny because even God had to rest on one day. So some of us just forget that we're hard on ourselves, but some of you guys have been going so hard for so long and speaking your truth so much that you exhausted yourself. But I feel like you're gonna feel energized and good when you're doing it to the right people. And again, doing spiritual work is always gonna be exhausting. And a lot of guys out there, that's why you're learning how to cord cut and pray and just keep your life in balance, because no matter what, you're going to have periods of exhaustion and tiredness. Doesn't mean that you need to give up, just means that you need to rest. So let's see what else we have going on here. We got the Queen of Cups. Okay. Yeah, I feel like, again, a lot of you guys have really gotten good with your prayer game here. As you see, a lot of guys out there just asking God, your angels, okay, what do you have next for me? A lot of you guys are strengthening your connection to God. And I really feel like it's whatever you're doing, it's working is what I'm hearing for sure. I'm also seeing that a lot of you guys really do have such a compassionate, empathetic side to you, but you're learning that you can't just spread that or just give that to everybody. And honestly, part of your compassionate side is sitting there and giving people advice that doesn't really benefit you, does it? Does it benefit you guys to sit and try to help somebody? Not really. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who like to lecture people because they want to be right, but you guys are not doing things because you want to be right. If anything, when you warn people about things, you wish you were wrong. You wish you didn't see that person was going to betray them. You wish you didn't see that path was going to lead them to destruction. You wish you couldn't see the patterns so easily. But it's when you're at a point with certain people where you can predict their next move because they're so stuck in a certain pattern, that's not good. I actually think it's better when I have relationships with people in my life where I'm quite surprised that they are making changes, or I'm surprised about what they're going to do next, because I feel like it's they're implementing their free will better, because I shouldn't be able to predict your next 3 years of your life, right? Because we all have this energy where we're able to make a change and elevate, and honestly, our lives are unpredictable. It's really all about what we choose, and it's all about what God has planned for us, unless we're just following some karmic patterns. And that's just the way I kind of view it. You guys are entering a time period where you may even have a hard time predicting what's going to happen in your life next. And maybe in the past it was easier for you, and that's because you're breaking free of patterns, even your own patterns, or you could predict an ex is coming back, but you don't really care about that anymore, right? Your focus is on the here, the now, the future, and what you can build and how far we've come. So congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back, and yeah, you've elevated. And if you're hearing this, this is definitely a confirmation, especially if you heard it before here, another channel, someone else's page, my Patreon, whatever, right? The Hangman, yeah. Yeah, I feel like, again, like something is going on here where you are learning how to, okay, you guys always had the ability to see other people's perspectives, but there's something going on with you where you're learning how to be patient and help people see your perspective, because there kind of is a translation error between like what you guys understand and what other people, the reality other people are living in. And I think sometimes, we all forget that. Like, we try to say something to somebody and they're like, I have no idea what you're saying. I mean, a lot of people come to my channel and they think I talk too fast and they can't even understand me. And a lot of people out there slow down the video, and a lot of you guys are like, I listen to you on 2x speed. So again, like, I always give that as an example because this is my speed when I channel, and if I try to slow it down, I'm gonna lose information. I get the information really quick and fast, and I get a lot of stuff at once. So I try to like break it down in a way. And again, I always say the same thing to you guys. Like, sometimes the way you are is like because of your gifts. So don't ever dim or change it. Sometimes it requires us to be like, okay, I may have to slow down for this person, like, so they can understand me, right? Or sometimes I may have to slow my roll, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna stop doing what I'm doing, and I'm not gonna change the way I do my videos when there's an option on the video to slow it down. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, if people want to complain, they don't know how to click 2 buttons, like, I really can't help them with that. And that's all I'm gonna say. Like, because I feel like some of you guys understand what I'm saying. It's like, I can only do so much and to cater to someone else and how they're learning and their speed. But at the same time, if what I'm doing helps a lot more people, then I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And I feel like some of you guys are learning when to kind of slow down and help someone understand, when to back away, and when to just keep doing you because it's working for you. And you can't just stop everything you're doing because 1 or 2 people don't approve. And again, I just see that you guys also are looking at things through a different lens as well. Like, we're not kind of creating a separation between you and other people. Like, we all have like things in common with everyone around us, even the people that we are immediately dealing with. Like, there is an aspect of them that you relate to and that you love. So we're gonna be loving and patient with people. But I do feel that you guys, when you have a struggle, instead of trying to argue or getting frustrated, I see you guys pulling it in and doing a prayer or just taking some time out and having a discussion with God, your angels, your intuition. Okay, how do I handle this situation? God, reveal to me if this is a lost cause or if this person just needs time. Because you guys will have this type of situation in your career. You'll have these situations in your personal life, even your relationships, dating. Like, is this person just struggling, or are they going to get it together? And a lot of times the answer is going to be just be patient. They're learning at their own pace. And sometimes people really do have their own free will that they're still implementing. And you got to just step away while giving them the space to choose. We can't force anybody to do anything, but people really do appreciate your opinion and your perspective. Another part of this message I'm hearing is that people appreciate your perspective sometimes when you pull away from them and when you don't constantly keep reminding them of things, because sometimes people can sense that you're not happy with them, but they don't want to hear you. So when they're kind of in their own isolation period or their own timeout from their connection with you, they're like, oh yeah, I totally forgot to take the trash out, and they told me 12 times. Now that's something small, but a lot of you guys are exhausted just from the little things in life because you're constantly helping people. So it's like you don't want to keep repeating yourself over and over and over again. Another thing is that you guys are elevating where you have this, you're implementing your spiritual authority more, and you're not afraid to speak up or tell people, I need this and this from you. Let's work as a team, but I'm going to need this and this from you. Like, you're not just allowing them to overrun their relationship with you or dictate how your relationship with them is going to go. Especially when these people are coming to you, wanting your advice, wanting your guidance, wanting to be in your shoes. And that's another thing a lot of people don't tell you. A lot of people want to be in your position right now. So implement that and use that to your advantage. Strength. Yes, Daniel and the lion's den. Yeah, wow. I feel like you guys, again, like what I'm trying to tell you is you went through a period where your strength has been challenged and your spiritual gifts are super strong. But not only that, you guys are also super strong in this world too as well, as far as like actually like carrying out day-to-day things and understanding things on a level where not a lot of people do. Like, there's a lot of people out there who are like super spiritual, but they don't know how to work the real world. And I know a lot of you, if not all of you, have been brought into challenges or jobs or situations that strengthen your abilities to navigate both of those worlds. So I'm hearing that you have a gift of navigating the spiritual world and also the physical world. And that's something God's reminding you too as well, because there's going to be times in the physical world you see things and you're like, that's not right. But there's going to be times people are doing spiritual things, you're gonna be like, I don't agree with that either. Being able to see through the veils is understanding that there's like a polarity to everything, and there's no one out there that's 100% right about anything either. So yeah, I feel like your strength is something that people draw upon. So this is a part of the message that I feel like is related to what I'm saying, but also it's hard to explain, because I'm seeing that like you may not realize this, but people draw upon your strength. And that's why like they may come to you for advice over and over again, but yet not listen to it. But when you exchange energy with people, they're taking your advice and all that energy, put it there. You gotta do this, you gotta stand up for yourself, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. And they're like, yeah, and they feel strong and they get high off that strong energy, but then they don't actually implement what you're saying. So be wary of that, guys, because when people are in your home, in your environment, in your workplace, working for you, they do benefit off of your strength and your leadership. A lot of people are looking for leadership, looking for guidance. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's something wrong with it when people are just taking, and not actually implementing the advice. And a lot of you have this high vibrational energy, so people come to your home, to your workplace, to your channel, to your hangout spots, and they want to hear, oh yeah, they want that energy of, oh, you gassing them up and you motivating them, and they leave off of a high. And what do they do with that energy is the question, right? So what are people doing with the advice you're giving them? What are people doing with the energy you're exchanging with them? That's something I want you guys to think about, and like look at some of your relationships and gauge, okay, this person's not listening, all right? So like, I better take a step back, because there's something about you guys really rebalancing your energy right now and charging up to do something bigger with your life right now. And I think a lot of people were either called to pull away from you, or you guys did block or end some connections too, because people want to be around you because it makes them feel good. But what about what it does to your energy? Also, another thing is that you guys are really good at gaining strength from God, from yourself. So like, I know a lot of you guys out there, even though you could be super skillful in socializing and good with people, not all of you feel that way about yourself, but some of you guys out there really are, but yet you classify yourself as introverted just because a lot of people drain you. I feel that when you're doing what you're meant to be doing, you will get that energy to go after whatever it is. Because I feel some of you are like, I know God has given me a vision, like I know what it is I need to do, but I don't know how I'm going to get the strength. I don't know how I'm going to get the energy. And I'd say, lead by example, step away from the people that are draining you, and get back to them when you can, because there's something about an AC. There's going to be an overflow of inspiration and a vision coming to you guys if it hasn't come yet. That's what I'm seeing, and it's crazy because like this guy looks like he's getting a vision over here too. Yeah, another ace, an ace of swords. He fell to the ground and heard a voice say to him, Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? Acts 9:4. I guess I have to look that up and see what that's about, because these cards have like Bible references in them. It's like kind of cool, but yeah. So this is the Ace of Swords in traditional tarot. So again, we got an ace here. Actually, it's not even ace. It does Ace of Cups. Wow. See, guys, like I'm just channeling. Interesting. So I feel like the aces were coming through, and I thought there was an ace there, but I pulled an ace, so I must just be having a psychic moment. But I also was seeing Ace of Cups in my mind too, as well as the Ace of Swords came through here. So that's inspiration coming to you. That is also like energy of fulfillment behind it too. Because sometimes we do get ideas, or we do want to go after and do something or say something, but like the emotion's not quite there, or you don't feel excited about it. So pay attention to what you feel excited to do. But also, some of you guys know what you want to do, but you talk yourself out of it, and you're letting pessimism or what has happened in the past, because I'm also hearing again, like, try this again with God. Like, you're in a different place right now to go after something that you may have tried to do in the past, but it wasn't the right timing. But also, like, God was building up your guys' strength right now for this next chapter. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, this is the Eight of Pentacles. There's definitely something to do with your work situation that's going to be elevated. You guys want to work alongside people that are in alignment with your vision. And I'm just hearing that there's just something about you guys being called to take notice of who's listening and who isn't right now. And if you feel like it's nobody, then I definitely feel like it's just time to start creating and speaking your truth to the people that you want to reach. Some of you guys are writing a book or something like that too as well. Like you're getting the insight and the wisdom, and maybe you're trying to go and tell people around you, oh, I have this idea, and they're not getting it. But all you need to do is just start that idea. Yeah, a lot of you guys are kind of releasing fear right now. In the past, you had fear of the success or being seen or being noticed because you felt like in the past, maybe you were prosecuted by the things that you were saying, or people made you feel bad for speaking your mind. And all that was to make you see that those people were stopping you because it was part of your purpose, and you're meant to kind of drown those noises out. I'm hearing some people are very loud but very wrong, and just because somebody is loud doesn't make them right. And just because somebody says something to you doesn't mean that's going to be the majority of the opinion. And even if you are in the minority of opinion, you can actually spread knowledge and truth that can spread the knowledge and make more people understand your level of awareness or your truth that you're trying to spread for the betterment of society or the betterment of the people around you. Because all the times in the world where people have made a difference, obviously they're going to have opposition. So I think a lot of you, if not all of you, have gone through so many circumstances where you had so much opposition in your life where you were like, I don't even know how I'm going to do this because I feel like I have opposition every corner. But I actually feel like you're going to be surprised about how well received you are actually when you get onto this new level, or when you start this new project or idea or make the shift that you've been called to make. And I feel like you're going to have less opposition than you expect because this is what you're meant to be doing. And also some of that opposition was to stop you from going and doing what you came here to do or speaking what you came here to speak. And some of the opposition was to build your strength up so that you can just persevere despite the people, if the closest people around you felt like didn't support you at a certain time, you can truly go through anything. And some of you, maybe you do have some support here and there, but people wanted to support you, but maybe they didn't quite understand what you were going through or what you were experiencing or what it was that God was putting you through. But some of you guys still don't quite understand, where you're at right now or what it is that you're being shown, but you will in time. So just be patient with yourself and don't be so hard on yourself and enjoy life when you can. Life doesn't have to be so serious. I think that's another thing about spirituality that people, yes, we have challenges, and challenge creates growth, and every person who has a big destiny definitely goes through that period of time, but there's also a time to celebrate and enjoy yourself. And I also feel like it's a big lie that you have to always be suffering or you can't just laugh and enjoy your life, and that there's a lot of spiritualness in just spreading laughter and spreading joy and just enjoying the things that life has to offer. So maybe a lot of you guys are doing a lot of that right now, and there really is nothing wrong with that. I always have periods of rest and try to do things I enjoy right before I'm about to make a huge change. Even if I don't even know what that epiphany is yet, I can just sense, okay, I'm not really sure, what's next, but I'm just going to do what I feel called to do. And if that's to rest or relax or have fun, I'm going to do that. And you guys are always touching lives wherever you go. Like everywhere you go, people want to see you. I actually feel a lot of you do frequent a lot of different spots, but you don't really speak much, or you're known to be someone who doesn't speak much. But when people actually get to talking to you, they find that you're super fascinating. I feel like people are saying, oh, why did you leave so quickly? I wanted to talk to you more. But people are definitely intimidated to be around you guys because of the fact that you have this energy where you're like, okay, I'm only really going to speak if it's meaningful to me or if it helps me learn. And I do feel like a lot of you guys are releasing a jadedness, or you're releasing some kind of cynical energy that you've acquired just being so tired of listening to the same old with certain people. But it's not always going to be that way. See a lot of you guys doing prayer before you leave the house. Let the right people come to me. If there is a situation that's not in my best interest, help me walk away from it. And there's going to be a lot of people who do want your time and energy, but you're going to choose not to share that with them because you just feel like it's not worth your time or energy right now, right? We got the sun here, and then we have the world. Yeah, you're definitely on a new cycle here where you're going to be shining a lot brighter. You're just going to be avoiding people that you see as foolish. It's the Ten of Cups. I see something that you guys have been really praying for and wanting coming into your life, and I do feel like it's going to be some sort of increased support, especially when you keep leading by example and going after the things that you guys want to go after. Get the Death card here. Interesting. There's something about like the old version of you guys dying off, and this new version of you is going to be a lot more confident in what it is that you want to say because of all the things you've gone through. you always speak by your experiences, by what you've learned. Like, I feel a lot of you guys out there, you're not arrogant. Like, you're not just going to speak on things or pretending you know everything. I see a lot of you guys talking to people and like, wow, I never heard that before. Explain that to me. Break that down for me. Like, the reason why you guys are so smart is because you're also so humble. And that's another reason why you're so blessed, because you're not going around walking around claiming you have this higher level knowledge. No, it's just something that people learn about you as you guys go through your life, and people are quite shocked and surprised. Wow, I didn't know that you were this smart. Wow, I didn't realize that. I didn't see things that way until you told me. And some of you guys are offended that somebody may have said to you, oh, I didn't know you were this smart. But it's not a testament to you. It's just a testament to the conversations that they may have had with other people in that area or that environment. Or some of you guys are exceptionally attractive or good looking, if not all of you, because you're my people. But yeah, I'm seeing that some people judge, oh, wow, how can someone this beautiful also be this smart or this talented? And it's because you're blessed. That's why. It's because you're blessed. And also, I'm hearing you wish for it, I worked for it. You guys are the type of people, when you don't understand something, you're on Google trying to get the facts. You're trying to fact check people. When someone says something to you, you're like, I don't know if that's true. Let me look it up. Give me the references. Or you're the type of people that were reading books or whatever. Like, you're doing what it is or going in meditation and writing things down. Like, you're trying to figure out the truth of things so that you could spread the best information possible. Whether it's to your family, to your friends, or to your destiny. I'm seeing you guys going after a dream. There's definitely a vision here, a dream, an idea that you're going to just start moving towards. And some of you guys, it's an opportunity coming towards you. But again, if you don't know, just trust you're going to get it at the right time. Wow, we got a King of Swords and a King of Cups. Interesting. There's a few people in the past talking about you, saying you were right about someone or something. And they wish they listened to you when they had the chance. And they also wish that they still had access to you because they can use your advice right now. You were right about something in somebody's... Actually, it happens a lot, guys. And I feel like sometimes you feel called to say things and you don't even realize why, or you look back, you're like, okay, I don't know why I told that person all that information. I don't think they're ready to hear it. But believe me, like, if something just like kind of flows out of you, like, you're meant to be speaking that truth. The sun came up twice. Wow, that's crazy, guys. Yeah, if you're suffering from feeling drained, like, you're gonna have the energy to go after something you've been wanting to go after. So don't worry about that. Energy is coming to you, and inspiration is coming to you. I feel like you're about to take a leap of faith towards something new in your life. A lot of success. 6 of Wands here. I feel like some of you guys like are trying to implement justice. That's something that you've been trying to go after too. Like, maybe you feel wronged by someone or something. So speaking out can actually help people get justice in their own life. Or some of you guys work in fields where you do help people get justice, or you're fighting somebody out there could be fighting legal cases and that, and it's like you're being told to speak your truth, even though it's scary. But you speaking your truth can not only help your situation, but a lot of people's situations. So I do feel like some of you guys out there are going to be standing up for yourself or somebody, or some of you guys work in a field where that is required of you to do it for others. Social issues just came out too in my channel messages. So yeah, some of you guys are passionate about social issues. I know I have my side of myself that could be, but sometimes I don't speak about it too much because it's a spiritual channel. But I do feel like sometimes you get a little jaded because you're like, okay, what's the point of speaking about things? Because like people don't really care, or people are going to think one way. But that's not true. You can definitely reach a new audience or expand people's minds by the way that you are. You have that ability, guys, to really be persuasive. And we all know somebody out there who's so persuasive they can sell somebody their own socks, right? Like, you guys have a persuasiveness to you too, but you use that for good. You use that to help people. And a lot of times people know that you're right. It just takes a lot of work to take that step to elevate, but there's people out there listening to you. No matter what it is you guys are doing, people are listening, people are following, people are watching, people are silently watching, people you know, people you don't know, people are talking about you, people are talking about the things that you've said, people are taking the things that you said and they are spreading it too. Even if they're not giving you credit for it, you're making a positive difference, and all that good energy is coming back towards you. You healed yourself. Also, a lot of you guys are really good at healing yourself, and I like to say this a lot to you guys because there are times where you start feeling really depressed or down or out, and it's really not your energy. A lot of you are really good at putting things in perspective. If you need to get the extra help, you do that, but you're also really good at not focusing on the things that don't matter. And so when you start to really feel off, just sometimes gauge who's around you, because you do absorb other people's BS and nonsense sometimes, and energy. And that's why I'm always a big advocate. I feel like I say this in every single video almost, to cord cut, cleanse, whatever it is that helps you pray, all these things. Every single day you should be doing these things, and it'll help you feel a lot better. I know a lot of people, like, they wake up in their really good mood, and at nighttime they're like, I feel depressed, I feel down, I feel tired. I'm like, that's other people's energy that's on you. It's not always you, especially my people out there who are interacting with an audience even, or you're interacting with people on a day-to-day basis, customer service. Some of you guys are therapists or healers, and you acknowledge that. Like, it's like a lot sometimes to take on other people's stuff while you're going through your own stuff. And yeah, some of you guys may feel a little stagnant at times because you feel like you're talking so much but no one's hearing you. But it could just be time for a break, or to understand that certain things take time. There's definitely somebody here who sabotaged your connection with you. Got A-list celeb here. Some of you guys are going to be super, super famous or successful one day, and you're prepping for that, or you already are. In some regard, you need to see that people treat you like a celebrity because you have this untouchableness to you. You also have this energy where it's like people know if they're speaking to you that you're going to be telling them something important. That's kind of the energy. Like, when you come around, you're important, and if people are not treating you that way, then they definitely are not people that are meant to be in your life. Am I saying people got to kiss your butt and act like you are higher than them? No. But I feel like the same energy of love, respect, and generosity you have to others, there's no reason why you should not be receiving that energy back. I tried to trigger you. I'm telling you right now, it's a situation where somebody may have left your life, or you left their life, and they try to trigger you, but it just didn't work. You just kind of like, all right. Everyone is watching us. Yeah, I feel like when you enter a room, or you're into a room with somebody else, people notice you, and people notice that other people notice you. And it really is your light. But also, you have quite the reputation, especially if there's spots that you guys have frequented. People do know who you are, and people do want to hear what you have to say. And if some of you guys do some sort of work that helps people or benefits people, people have found out about what you do or what you can do, and people are quite impressed by that, and everybody does want to get to know you a little bit more. I feel like also another part of this message is that a lot of people do want to see you more, get to know you more, ask more about you, know more about you. And some of you guys will be sharing that through like content creation, or just sharing more of yourself, or making friends, or putting yourself out there more, whatever it is, whatever stage you're at and whatever you feel called to do. Some of you guys are super successful in your career. You don't need advice about that, but this is about your personal life. People want to date you, and people do care about what you have to say. They're just not the right people. It just wasn't the right people in the past that maybe you were dating. Not every man is not good enough. Not every woman is not good enough, right? Like, we have to kind of get away from these rhetorics. And the thing about social issues is that, I learned a lot of them too, and they are undercurrents about a lot of relationship dynamics, and that's why we need to learn about them. But at the same time, we have to trust that God will put the right friends on our path, the right relationships on our path, and people will be willing to understand you and learn from you if their heart truly is in the right place. And the reason, again, why we learn certain things is to stay away from the things that aren't healthy, but not to shut ourselves down to dating in general, right? Because I feel some of you guys out there who went on a self-love journey, and that's great and everything, but it doesn't mean there's no one good out there for you. I always say this: if God can raise you guys up to be so self-aware, so loving, so caring, if you guys are this love, then love exists in other forms too, in other people. And there's other people out there just like you, waiting to be someone like you, basically. It's some of your soulmates too as well. When they're prepared and they're ready, they're going to be coming at you. So it's important to be in a positive mindset and continue to speak your truth and not hide who you are just because other people didn't understand it. Because I feel some of you feel like you got to dim some of these amazing qualities you have, and that's really not the case at all. It's really not the case at all. I feel like you are using me. Acting. Yeah, I feel like also there's a lot of situations where people know that they're not good enough for you guys in one way or another because of how much you have to offer. And that's another thing I teach to you guys, that you are so humble and caring that even like saying no, or having self-respect, or even like maintaining boundaries, or basically knowing your worth, is going to have people out there making you feel bad about that and try to accuse you of things that are just like kind of crazy. And I feel some of you guys have been accused of using somebody when you really weren't. It's like a lot of times you have situations where people will push and push and push to be in your life and then offer you things, and you're like, oh, okay. But then when you don't do what they want you to do, they turn around and say, well, you used me. But stay away from people like that, because that is definitely like a tactic that people are using, because people can't offer you things and then if you don't do it, if you don't do exactly what they say, take it away and then say, oh, you're using me. No, that's not actually genuine. I feel a lot of you guys out there have actually really helped people and said, okay, if you're better off than where I left you, then I did my job. Not, oh, you owe me this now, you know? I feel like all of you guys really wanted was a little bit of appreciation and respect from people, and it's surprising that a lot of people can't even give you that. And again, some of you guys are just brought into a lot of dark environments with dark people and situations because you are that strong person, you are that light, and you know that, and you just need to be reminded of that. And no, you didn't use this. If someone tried to accuse you using them, is BS, because look, we got the acting there. I miss your body, scapegoat. I take my anger out on the wrong people. See, people try to scapegoat you guys all the time because you're this high vibrational energy that gets people triggered. And sometimes people will take the energy out on the messenger, hence don't shoot the messenger. I feel like some of you guys have even said that. Hey, I'm just the messenger here. I received the message. I saw something. I heard something. I'm just going to tell you guys. But again, just because these people have retaliated doesn't mean you're not doing your purpose here. Like, I feel like once you really get to a certain level of strength, and a lot of you guys out there, let me know below, like if you're there yet, where you just kind of see it for what it is, you're just like, whatever, you know, I see why they're lashing out, I'm going to give them their space. Like, you stop taking things so personally. Because a lot of you, again, you had a certain amount of trauma that has happened when you spoke your truth. So now you're doing it on a large scale, thinking you're going to get this huge ass whiplash, when in reality, you're going to get a lot of people accepting and loving what you're putting out there. Some of you guys see, like, other people get, like, you know, a bad reaction to them speaking their truth is because they're not doing it in a genuine way. I can listen to you talk all day. You have so many people that have said this about you guys, and so many people that actually do. If you do create content at all, or if you do talk, even on your Instagram, some of you guys may, or by the way, you guys follow me on there, Queen Alice Love. But no matter what, or some of you guys, when you're a lecturer or you're a teacher or you're someone out there's a professor I'm seeing, and like you may think that like people are not listening, but to one or two people in the class, like you make their whole day. Like, and someone out there, like people made you feel like your jokes weren't funny, but they are funny, and people are laughing. Okay, like I don't know why, but it's like sometimes the wrongest people are the loudest, and somebody may have made a joke like who's watching, and someone was like, you're not funny, you know that, like, and the truth is that you guys are funny. So like, and is it a bad intention to try to make people laugh? Like, I don't know why people got to shoot you guys down so much, but it's jealousy, because I'm hearing that people have tried to shoot you down because you are a rising star, and they don't like that, and people are paying attention to you. And okay, not every one of your jokes are gonna land, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't stop laughing or joking around, right? Like, I listen to my old videos, like I want to do streams where I just react to my old videos, because I, like, especially on my Patreon, or like if you guys see my old channel, my Pick a Card channel, you can check it out below. Sometimes I say the craziest things, and I'm literally just trying to make a joke and like make people laugh, but people are so serious. But like I literally laugh sometimes too. I'm like, why the heck did I say that? And it's important not to take life so seriously. You know what's funny too? Like some of the best comments I get from you guys is you guys saying that you like my joke or you think I'm funny, because I'm so unserious over here. Like sometimes our topics are serious, but we're meant to kind of take life, like the things that matter, seriously, yeah, but we're also meant to enjoy our lives and laugh and joke around and bring a lighthearted energy to the rooms that we're in. And that's exactly what you guys do. You even bring truth and hard truths with a lighthearted energy, and that's not always easy to do, so keep up with that. And yeah, some of you guys, not all your jokes hit the mark, but that's okay. Your heart's in the right place. There are times I make a joke, it didn't land, or I joke about something and it maybe was not appropriate. Hey, it happens to the best of us, but I wasn't trying to hurt nobody's feelings, and I feel like none of you guys are too. I think also some of you guys may feel like you're just a little socially off, because even sometimes humor can be like a different level of intellect that people don't quite understand. And I feel like somebody here is a comedian. Maybe you should start posting, okay? I'm hearing somebody is doing comedy. I'm hearing a lot of different things. Someone here wants to do comedy. Who's my comedians down there? So there's definitely some comedian. Or you incorporate that into what you're doing. And so what if one or two people don't think you're funny? I probably think you're funny. If you think I'm funny, I'll probably think you're funny. There's so many times, like, I'm with my certain friends, and we have our jokes, and, like, people are staring at us, like, what are they even talking about, right? I'm Aquarius, and my Mercury is Aquarius, so, like, sometimes with that energy, I'm like, people are just like, what is she even on right now? What's she even talking about? Like, you have more money than me. Oh, be careful with the pocket watchers, guys. You may think you're struggling right now, but I'm only saying this because you may perceive that you're not in the best of place, but there's actually a lot of people flexing out there and act like they have a lot more than what they have. And that's something you guys need to know, because the place that you're in is better than a lot of other people's. And a lot of people also perceive you guys as having a lot more than what you have, because you have a regalness to you. You have a king, queen energy. You have class. And a lot of you guys are extremely good at making money when you put your mind to it. But again, you could be in a season of rest, or it could be a season of transition, or a season of loss due to changes you're making. And that's completely okay. But I'm seeing that people are pocket watching you guys. So again, people perceive you as having a lot of money. And also, some of you guys think you don't have a lot, but you do. Especially potential to make more. It definitely like surpasses a lot of the people around you. So if they don't want to like support you on your journey or what it is that you're doing, or pay you for your services, screw them. Yeah, you got a lot of people that are in competition with you. You guys probably know that already. You were right. Don't be sorry. It's going to be a lot of situations too where people make you feel bad for the things that you said, and then come back to you and be like, you were actually right. I'm sorry that I acted like that. I just didn't want to hear it. You are nothing, like they said. And of course, I always say this too, a high dose of people will try to pull people away from you, or maybe put dirt on your name, but those things will always fall off. Like, even if you are somebody that's in the spotlight, or you're fearing people coming out or saying things about you, or bad comments, like, as long as you don't give it any life, like, those things will disappear. Like, especially if you're moving with genuine energy. That's the message I have today, because some of you guys are afraid of the spotlight, even though you're meant to be there. And that's your biggest fear. You're afraid of the spotlight. You're afraid of people's reaction to this, the truth that you speak. You kind of know people are going to be watching you, but you're kind of just afraid that things are going to turn out badly, like they've done, like what's happened in the past in certain dynamics, but they're not. Because again, I always tell you guys my own life, like, I have more struggles in my personal life than when I actually just come out here and start speaking to you guys. And that should just show you something. Not to say I don't have issues. We all do, you know. We're all fighting our own spiritual battles out here. But, you know. Hey, by the way, when you guys want to do your prayers, if you want to add an extra protection for your girls, send it over my way. Love that. I pray for you guys too. I pray over the videos. I pray over you guys who are watching. I always try to make sure the messages are coming out great for your best intention. Like, I'm always trying to make sure you guys are safe, you guys are good. What I'm spreading is something positive as well for you guys, for your life, and whatever it is that I'm shown, I try to relate it back to you, because I want to help you guys. Like, that's my main mission here. I know a lot of you guys are like that too, and sometimes people who are on this planet help, if not all people that are on this planet help, get the backlash, get the scapegoat energy, but in reality, you're still helping so many people. And again, don't be afraid to speak just because people around you wanted to silence you. I want you guys to comment below, I am not afraid to speak my truth, or I'm speaking my truth without fear. I am releasing fear, I'm releasing fear revolving around speaking my truth, or something like that. Whatever it is that you guys want to put down there, if you made it this far. You keep glowing up. A lot of you guys are having glow ups energetically, physically, and you're not crazy. This is so that you guys can put yourself out there, be confident. But not only that, a lot of you have put so much effort into becoming the best version of yourself, cleansing your energy, cutting people off that are draining you, getting enough rest, drinking enough water, staying away from things that drag you down, staying away from overworking yourself, staying away from whatever it is that you guys felt like is affecting you. You have a great ability to balance and pull yourself away from it. You just went through another awakening. What did I just say, guys? How many are we going to go through? I don't even know, guys. It's just going to keep going, I think, honestly. Because you could do that. God gives you what you can handle, and you can handle it. You can handle this season. Toxic best friend. Some of you guys are going to realize someone you considered a best friend was toxic, or you helped someone see that their best friend was toxic, and you're going to see this person glow now that this person's out of their life. So some of you guys got rid of a best friend, or you convinced somebody. Okay, that's a bad way of saying it. Something came out where someone got rid of their best friend, but I think that you were involved in encouraging this person to make the decision because they asked you for advice or something. I'm not encouraging any of you guys to convince anybody to do anything with their lives. I'm convincing you guys to convince others by speaking your truth and pulling back your energy, not trying to control people, because when you're elevating, things get revealed. And if these people are truly trying to better themselves, they'll see it for themselves too. So that's why you don't have to get frustrated. You have God backing you up, guys. Like, you don't really need to do much besides show up, speak your truth, and peace out, right? Show up, speak your truth, peace out. That's what I'm seeing. You're the only one for me. Love and dating advice. Somebody out there, if not a lot of you guys, can really benefit from doing dating advice. Some of you are really good at that area. Yeah, I see somebody out there making money doing that. You're the only one. Some of you guys are really good at making people fall in love with you, okay? So if you want to, and honestly, not in a manipulative way. What is the trick to making people fall in love with you. And this is something I loaded into like my sound healing channel, a lot of self-love affirmations. Like, I know some of the titles are kind of out there, but what I actually put in there is so much self-love and healing. You become a magnet to people. That's why when you elevate and move on from people, they start moving towards you. It's not because they always want what they can't have. It's also because when you move on from people that aren't good for you, you're radiating more self-love and they're feeling that, right? So I feel again that a lot of you guys are super good at coaching people, and it comes from a place of self-awareness and self-love. It doesn't come from a place of, oh, I can make anybody fall in love with me because I'm manipulative. Hey, maybe some of you guys know the tactics. And I also know the people out there who read and study the tactics, the reason why it's important to know that is to know when people are trying to manipulate you. So some of you guys out there know the tactics people use, and you want to discuss with others ways they protect themselves, ways they can protect their energy. There's a whole lot of BS out there in that department, or some of my people out there who are so genuine, I think you guys should tap in, you know? Because I'm hearing, again, so many people are so loud but so wrong. A lot of loud, wrong people out there, you know, teaching people the blind leading the blind. But anything that has the basis of self-love as its core is going to be so beneficial for anybody. And I know a lot of you guys, that is your basis: self-love, self-development, work on yourself, and learn about the world around you so that you can educate people on what they're seeing, what they're experiencing, and how they can level up too. Some of you guys out there are really good at glowing up, leveling up. People want to know how you did that. People want to know how you're doing it, guys. And I know a lot of you are like, yeah, I'm working hard, I'm doing snap, but I'm praying, I'm talking to God, and I'm loving myself. And that is the first step. And I don't care if you guys got to say it 60 times over. People need to be reminded of this, that it's not just some superficial pill or some kind of spell or some kind of, you just, you know, woke up like this. No, it takes time and energy to become who you guys are. And you also made a conscious decision to learn and speak truth and to use your own energy as a positive thing on this planet. And you should congratulate yourself for that, because not a lot of people can do that. They can't surrender themselves to like a higher purpose. They're too selfish, because it requires putting other people before yourself. And you guys just do that naturally. If anything, your self-love journey looks like saying no and being selfish, which is crazy. And that's why your journey looks different than other people's journeys. And this is something that a lot of you guys need to understand, and why you're different than a lot of people. Everyone's on different paths here. Do I get a second chance? No, I'm kidding. Somebody wants a second chance, but we're a no contact ex. Okay, great. I'm trying to do a positive message here, and here's the exes sneaking on in there. Divine planning, trust the process. You guys are also understanding that you can love somebody, someone could be meant for your path, but if they're not acting the right way and not listening, it's time to move on. And the thing is that you also trust that if that person needs to come on your path at a later time, they will. And if you fear this person leaving your life because you think they have something of value that you can't find anywhere else, then you're not trusting God and trusting the process. And that's your power move. So many people hold on to jobs, relationships, situations, patterns, because they don't know any other way of being, or they don't trust that God will help them, or they don't trust that they have the ability themselves. But you guys trust that, you know, if you jump out of that plane, you'll land and you'll survive wherever it is you end up. You got that survivor mentality. And somebody out here makes content on surviving in the wilderness too. I'm seeing somebody here is in the military as well. I'm getting a lot of personal downloads from some of you guys. I feel some of you guys gonna be commenting like, hey, that's me. But I feel people watching like more than ever. And I'll tell you guys, I went through like another huge transformation this year where my energy is just starting to come back now. But gotta trust the process, you know? By the way, guys, if you love what I'm doing here on my channel, feel free to donate, because your girl is very tired. But I'm still trying to show up for you guys. I'm tired, but I'm persevering. Okay, split personality. Would you have stayed if I asked you to? Another way you can support the channel is checking out my Patreon. It's only $1 to be on the first tier, and you get a ton of content. And I've been on that Patreon for years, so yeah, check it out, guys. Again, like a lot of you guys are learning as well to advertise what you have going on, to not be afraid to ask for help, to not be afraid to ask for any type of support that you need. Because again, because you guys are so together, because you guys are not users, because you guys are mentors, teachers, because you're strong, people assume that you don't need help, when in reality, this season is all about you guys bringing in the right people who want to help you the same way that you've helped everybody. And don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it, because there's actually people out there who would love to help you, just like you guys enjoy helping others. I know I get a good feeling when I help people. That's why it kind of pains me to have to not do that all the time, because I genuinely enjoy seeing people win and succeed. And it kind of scares me that people think that's cap, or they think it's a lie. Like, I had a channeled message that people think your genuineness is a facade or it's fake, but no, there's actually genuine people out there, but people are shocked to think it's fake because just because you're genuine doesn't mean you're a pushover, or you're not going to give them tough love or cut them off or speak the truth when they need to hear it. And people assume that people that are nice are just trying to get something out of them because that's the way that they are, right? So don't take other ways of people living their life as, or other ways people judge you living your life as the truth. It's not. It's their truth on how they perceive the world. And another thing as well, a lot of people are used to people doing what they want because they think that they're people pleasers. So you've had people come into your life thinking you're just a people pleaser, when in reality you're like, nah, I actually just wanted to help you, but this ain't it. You know, I'm not doing that for you. Oh, you're overstepping now. And they're like, whoa, you switched up. And you're like, I didn't switch up. I told you I'm nice, but I'm not always kind. Or I'm kind, but I'm not always nice. I'm a good person, but not always nice. I don't know, whatever, guys. You guys get what I'm putting down here, right? It's like, shout out to my cancers out there. Am I right? My cancer placements, like, people always take it, and they just don't realize that you just feel like you can let them into your home, you can kick them out. And it's going to be a cold, cold winter for a few people in your life. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, that's funny, guys. Somebody kicked someone out too. I heard it's going to be a cold winter. And that's not to say that they're homeless or anything like that, but it's to say that, like, you bring warmth, comfort, security, prayers into people's lives. Would you have stayed if I asked you to? Split personality, yeah. I mean, people could be saying you guys have a split personality. People are saying that you guys play dumb, but it's only because you stay quiet until you're needed. Or people assume that you're dumb because you're just chilling and you're minding your own business and you don't have to always be loud or be heard. Yeah, and some of you guys have really seen people with split personalities, and not in a good way, like really fake on both ends. And that's the type of split personality we need to stay away from. People that are literally like saying one thing to one person and the opposite to another person. And yeah, red flag, you know. But I know some of you guys know how to maneuver certain relationships to keep the peace. Someone here could be a manager and it's like this person's beefing with this person and you gotta like not pick a side and have to level them. Shout out to my Libras out there, my Libra placements, right? Or anybody really, but some of you guys are naturals at this. But it's like you're not fake for not wanting to pick a side if your intention is to keep the peace, right? Anything can be looked at as bad if it's with bad intentions, because certain people could play both fields to keep the drama going, but certain people could play both sides to find a solution, right? Like they can see both perspectives and play devil's advocate for a positive reason, right? That's what I'm kind of saying. Like, people will try to accuse you guys, but you know your heart is in trying to bring everyone together and trying to make the world a happier, a better place. So again, speak your truth. Do what you need to be doing. Your heart's in a good place. A lot of you guys don't like, if not all of you, you hate drama, you hate conflict, but sometimes it's necessary to create the outcome that it is that you really desire. And sometimes when you are living a really big purpose, you're going to have opposition, but people will understand you because your heart is in the right place and your intentions are to help. And a lot of you are learning how to monetize these gifts because you're tired of just being dragged in the middle of everyone's BS without a paycheck. Because some of you are really good at mediating, and I feel like you can make money off of it. Yeah, there's some kind of idea coming in there. The gears are spinning today. That's what I'm hearing. You guys got big brains and you got big goals, big visions for a reason. I think what's lacking here is the confidence that there's the confidence in your knowledge. I see that. A lot of you guys are known for being introverted, but let me tell you, are quiet or shy. But when you get on a topic of something that you are passionate about, you light up and you know everything that there is to know about it. But there's not confidence that people are going to hear you, and there's not confidence that you're not going to get backlash. But I'm telling you, the support is going to outweigh that when you see that you're making a difference. And again, you've only had experiences in the past that will not reflect the experiences that you will have in the future when you're speaking to the right people. And if you do have a little bit of a bump in the road, just take that as a sign you're on the right path, basically, because there's so many people out there, and you guys know it, that benefited from your advice. And some of you guys who are overextending yourself, like you have more clients you could take on, you have a lot of people, maybe your next step is to write a book or to do something for the masses, and that's why you're drained, because like more people want to hear you and see you, but you're kind of afraid to put yourself out there. Some of you guys, you could do with an alias. You don't have to show your face. You can make YouTube videos without showing your face. I mean, hey, I started off like that. I mean, I might do a live show soon, but you really don't need all these things you think you need, guys. And I think people hate me for telling people that, like, it's easy. You got the gifts and you got the knowledge. You could do anything in this world. You don't need a studio or just a little bit of knowledge, and trial and error goes a long way. And the right message, or a pen and paper and a website or something, whatever, right? And a little bit of research. but don't be afraid to try. I told someone I still love you. Oh, who is this person and why are they here? I guess it's the person I was talking about. Someone's still in love with you, but I'm hearing they're falling into a pit of irrelevancy. Wow, that's not very nice in your life. That's not. I'm like, wow, that's really savage. Irrelevancy. I guess this is their fear that they're becoming irrelevant in your life, but it's their own choice because they didn't want to hear what you were saying. You told them you need to take time. I'm hearing you need to take time to heal. You must have said this to somebody and they didn't listen. So now they're way behind the growth, stuck in a situation they got themselves in because they didn't take time to heal, and you're further and further away from them energetically. The Hangman again. It took them this long to see this perspective. Yeah, they're like, wow, I really have to walk away from this. You think? But also, these people really do commend your bravery for being able to do that. I'm telling you guys right now, the way you're able to walk away from things and go to something higher is a very beautiful gift, because a lot of people are afraid to do that. Like, your strength is a gift, and God's always going to give you guys more of it because you're using it for good. Like, people wonder how you do what you do, but it's because your heart's in the right place and you know that if you leave everything behind, that there's going to be something better waiting over the horizon, and releasing that fear. So that's what I'm seeing. And you're meant to be a leader in that. That's why we have to sometimes be patient with people and not get on their cases all the time. Like, even if this is an ex or a past lover who you may never be in a relationship with again, like, just know you do make an impact on these people's lives. And I feel that you're inspiring somebody to be alone. Interesting enough. And that's full circle, because I was just talking about the fact that you guys have this ability to be brought into an isolation period. Well, you gain this ability to be alone in a way where not a lot of people understand, like where you don't need anyone's opinions or advice or energy or time or whatever, right? A lot of people need to learn this too. They just weren't forced into it the way that you were forced into it, you know, which probably wasn't really fun for you guys, but it made you superhuman and super strong and super smart, because let me tell you, that time was spent learning a gift or skill or something creative, because when you're alone, what do you end up doing? Thinking, learning a lot, creating a lot. Not everybody's like this too, because I talked about this in another video where sometimes people are like, oh, I did my work, I was alone, but they weren't really alone. They were just kind of doing the same old BS, like, you know, watching Netflix and whatever, right? I don't know what. Nothing wrong with watching Netflix, guys. Like, I watch TV once in a blue, but you know what I'm saying? Like, just being alone doesn't cause these transformations. It's when you're like, okay, I'm doing what God calls me to be right now. And if that's isolating to grow spiritually, to obtain knowledge and independence, then so be it. But sometimes people are called to get out there and they're like, I'm isolating, I'm doing the work. But it's like, no, you're being called to go do the work outside now. So that's why it's important to listen and understand the seasons of your life. And you guys are really good at listening to it and not ignoring your intuition. So somebody here is being encouraged to get out on their own and be independent from anyone else's opinions, because they lost you, they lost themselves, and they're lacking the balance and the peace they had when they're around you. And I feel like whoever this person is, like, you are also not too happy with them. You could have blocked them off because they think that they can hide from you, like, the things that they're doing that aren't right, but you see it and you sense it and you clocked it. So someone here is having a tower moment, guys, who basically didn't appreciate your advice when you gave it to them, but now they're really thinking back and they're like, had I just gone my own way and not gone back to these patterns, or had I just listened to this person and not try to be so stubborn, I would have been in a different place here. And this person also is wishing they kept a better relationship with you, because your advice helped them gain the success that they do have, and they're about to lose it all if they don't figure it out. Like, and now they don't have you to ask advice. They won't have you to ask. They don't have you anymore to go to. So they must have really burned that bridge. And I really feel like you guys don't care, but this is just energetic. And maybe you've seen a sign about this person or something going on about them where that's what they're being told. Something was shown to you to reveal something to you. Or something will be shown to reveal something to you about a past person who wishes they could take their stuff and run from the mess they got themselves into. It doesn't work like that. You're going to be like, no. Go back and fix that mess you made before you come over here. Some people are slow learners. I'm seeing Scorpio energy. I'm seeing water signs. I'm also seeing earth signs. Well, Libra placements too as well. Again, coming through. More earth placements. All right. Yeah, somebody really, really wants to get your advice on something. You may have a past person coming through just asking for advice, like, hey, like, or they want your strength. Sometimes you guys don't even realize it's not even your advice, it's your strength and your motivation and the way you believe in people. And you have spiritual gifts, so you can see what people can be if they chose the right path for themselves. But you can also, you know, sometimes believe in people who aren't doing the work for themselves. So that's why I'm telling you guys, there's people that will pay for this and excel, and you both win, right? Or there's people that will be in a mutual relationship with you. They see what you're doing for them, so they want to help you out around the house or whatever. They're not just going to sit around and drain and drain and drain and complain. Because again, sometimes these energies don't come in a form of somebody who is like, they don't come in a form of someone who's like, no, I'm not going to listen to you. Like, I'm right. They come in for people that are like, I did that and it doesn't work. Or like, you know, just moping around, never actually trying anything new. So yeah, there's people that will take your advice and run with it and pay you for it if they aren't already, or come around and listen to you. So yeah, your energy is very needed here on this planet. Keep up with the good work. Somebody really regrets like playing games, starting conflict with you because you're nothing but kind and generous, but maybe your standard was something that they didn't quite understand. And I see a lot of like the kindness that you've given to others being returned back to you. And if it isn't an idea, like the universe wants you to get started on an idea, or if there's a person coming in your life that's generous, like take the help, guys, because I really feel that like my light workers and my healers, though you guys are so put together, sometimes you don't have the money you deserve because you're afraid to ask, or you're afraid to, even though people have asked you for so much, you're afraid to say, hey, I need help with this. And people do want to help you guys. I just want you guys to know that, you know. I see more money coming towards you guys. It could be a business idea. Someone wants to help you out. Yeah, so guys, keep going. You also have a King of Wands in you. For my men out there watching too, you guys have an Emperor, Empress, a King of Wands, a Queen of Wands. Doesn't matter to gender. Motivational person, an inspirational person. But I do see that for every person that abandons you when you need them, there's going to be someone who shows up for you. So just, you know, stop worrying about the hows, the whys, or why people are the way they are because it keeps them stuck. Just know that there's a lot of great things coming and people do want to hear what you have to say. And you got quite a few amount of people that will sit and listen to you talk for hours. So I'm sorry there was people out there that made you feel unheard or unloved, or that you weren't funny, or that your jokes, they didn't like your jokes or whatever it is, or they didn't like your opinion. It doesn't mean it's not important to people. It just means you're speaking to the wrong people. And sometimes we have to be okay with the fact that not everyone's going to agree with us. You think I'm in the comments arguing with somebody who doesn't like the way I do things? No, I say, okay, go make your own channel then. Whatever, you know. I don't even say that, but that's my message. If you watch this whole video and you don't like it, okay, go make your own channel. You know, like, go. I'm encouraging you. Maybe you got people out there that want to hear what you got to say. Maybe we're just doing things differently over here. That's okay. You know, it's all right. All right, guys, so that's my message I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for sitting with me. If you're new here, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all next time. I love you guys. Bye.